How low can you go? Well, SmackDown's answer to that is very low, and in fact, it is the lowest SmackDown has ever went in over 8 years. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. This week's WWE SmackDown on the USA Network for the 18th of October 2024 did a 1.378 million. Now, this is the lowest rating since SmackDown went back to the USA Network, but not only that, and more concerningly, this is the lowest rated show in over 8 years. About a month ago, SmackDown did a 1.4, and we did the numbers, we went all the way back, and it was the lowest rating since the 2016 November edition of SmackDown, and it was the same SmackDown that went head-to-head with the election night. Therefore, you can kind of understand that. This one, though, is actually lower than the 2016 November show. And for this SmackDown, you have to go all the way back to the final week of December 2015. So we're talking over 8 years, almost 9 years since SmackDown did a rating lower than it did this 1.378 million. So that is absolutely shocking. Also, we're not counting in any preempted there. So for SmackDown to air on its scheduled night at its scheduled time, this is the lowest rated show in almost 9 full years, getting close to a decade there. And is it any surprise? We look at what's on the show, honestly, a lot of fucking shite. I don't care if the Bloodline were on it, I don't care if Roman Reigns were on it. One half decent thing isn't enough to save a 2-hour show, and this is proof of that.
Well, that is proof of it. I mean, they had pretty much everybody they can put on SmackDown on this show. I mean, you had the Bloodline, you had all of them, apart from The Rock, which is probably what they needed, but you had Cody Rhodes cutting up, what do you want to talk about? Kevin Owens sending in his wee VHS tape. But you know what? We'll get into the quarters, but the quarter at the end of the show and the quarter at the start of the show are pretty much the same, and that's the Bloodline. And I'll let you in the wee secret. It's not like they did 2.5 million each and the rest of the shows what dragged it down. No one cares. We said when they first debuted again on that or USA Network, I said I wouldn't be surprised if SmackDown goes under a mil. I actually wouldn't be. See, with them going to Netflix, Raw is going to get so much emphasis, and SmackDown is going to fucking die in 2025. I can guarantee that.
I still think under a mil is a stretch.
I think it's a stretch, right?
I'm not saying it can't ever do under a mil, but it's not going to. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon.
Yeah, but see, when we were looking at that December 2015 episode, guarantee you that was some like Christmas rerun shit. This is a normal edition on a normal day against not much competition, and the arses went.
Yep, the arse has went. I do believe that we'll probably see SmackDown. Could it fall to a 1.2 before Christmas? I'd say so. Why not? By the end of the year, probably.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, you're only 178,000 off it, and if we look at some of these quarters, they're already in the 1.
Well, no, 78,000. I'm talking about could they drop into the 1.2? So
that's what I mean. Yeah, but if we actually look, I think the key thing to look at is that have you already got a quarter in the 1.2s, and they do.
Yeah, so, and to be honest, I mean, this show was promoting an appearance for Roman Reigns, an appearance for Randy Orton, and it was also promoting the Motor City Machine Guns debut. Now, my problem is, WWE seem to think now that a big show is simply just people promoting an appearance for somebody. Unless that somebody is The Rock, Stone Cold, someone like that, then that ain't doing shit for me. Promoting a show with Randy Orton and Roman Reigns on it isn't automatically going to get the numbers. People are not going to fucking tune in their millions just because Roman Reigns is going to be on that show.
I know a key thing about that is though, right? It's like we seen them last week, we seen them 2 weeks ago. If we didn't tune in 2 weeks ago, give us a reason to tune in this week.
No, I'll be honest, yeah, Roman Reigns, everybody that's still there, he is the guy that brings in the numbers, right? Totally get that. But let's not pretend that... And people say, oh no, Randy Orton's a megastar. Randy Orton's a huge straw. Is he? Now, I like Orton, and I think the guy will go down as a legend. There's no doubt about that. But for me, he was much better. I mean, I think the first, honestly, man, I would say I'd say since Orton's 2009 heel run ended, Orton for me has been pretty boring.
Yep.
And a guy that I've just had no
He's
interest
been
in.
a meme. He's
And
been the RKO out of nowhere guy.
for me, Randy Orton has been average at best for more than 2/3 of his career.
Yep.
See 2004 or see 2003 Randy Orton, Evolution Orton, up to when his heel run ended, probably like in 2010 or whatever. I think that Orton, very good. But the quality in Orton, it's been like wrestling. The quality in wrestling since then dropped off. And the quality in Randy Orton. I mean, let's not pretend Randy Orton. I remember he beat Christian for the belt. People weren't happy. He was feuding with like Mark Henry, not happy. Alberto Del Rio. I mean, he's just had a lot of shite. The Jinder Mahal stuff. Orton's, him and the Wyatt family. Orton's been doing a lot of crap, man.
No, he has been doing a lot of crap.
The authority stuff, he was just like shoehorned in there. People are, Orton's a massive, Orton ain't drawing shit.
No.
Orton's not a big draw anymore. And you know what, I don't think he was ever the big draw.
Look at him when he goes to NXT, though. He had a match on NXT, and it's not like... Yo, see if you've been wrestling, right, consistently in wrestling over, like, the past, 12, 15 years, and you've been a part of this decline, you're partly to blame for that.
I think the best thing Edge did was take time off.
But he didn't plan on it, though, did he?
No, but I think Edge, feels fresher, and I think Edge is a bigger numbers draw than Randy Orton at this point of his career.
Aye, absolutely.
Maybe not in AEW, but for me, Edge taking that 8 years off has prolonged his career. I just Randy Orton's not bringing in numbers.
No, Randy Orton's dead, man. I think with Randy Orton, they may as well do one final run while he's still good to get it out of him.
I'm not batting on that. That's not me bashing Randy Orton, but people are saying, "Oh no, Randy Orton's a huge star. Randy Orton ain't bringing numbers. Randy Orton's not bringing nothing.
He doesn't feel special. Randy Orton against Cody Rhodes or Kevin Owens does fuck all for me. If it was John Cena against Cody Rhodes for the belt, it'd feel a lot bigger.
You can hype, Randy Orton's going to appear, and so what? And so I expect Randy Orton to appear. It's his job. He's on the roster.
Yeah.
He should be appearing. Anyway, quarter one, who appeared in that? 8 o'clock to 8:15. Sol Sikoa and GSO live promo. This got 1.4445 million. In the viewership, it got 598,000 in the key demo. And it was the highest rated quarter of the night for both key demo and for viewership. I think this is a worrying sign for SmackDown. Because we're beginning to see this trend where we've seen it in WWE now as well. Not just SmackDown, we've also seen it in NXT. We've also seen it in Raw. That the highest feud quarter is the opening quarter. And that's something we've got so used to associating with AEW because there's just a big drop-off on Dynamite.
Yep.
But we're actually now beginning to see that in WWE SmackDown. SmackDown used to be so consistent, but what we're seeing is now, people will tune in at the beginning, then they'll leave, they'll tune back at the top of the hour to see what's in quarter 5, and then they'll tune back for the main event.
Yeah.
But you're beginning to see there's a noticeable dip.
Well, no, there isn't.
In between the quarters 1, 5, and 8.
And is this Bloodline, man? It's like, I gave them praise in this review, but it is so slow and dragged out, and people are like, "Oh, I never want this to end. We'll go into the 2030s." Fuck me, we're talking about 6 years away.
Cinema. Anyway, quarter 2, 8:15, 8:30. Sol Sikoa GSO live promo continues. Then we get Pretty Deadly versus DIY versus Street Profits. This lost 5%. Down to 1.371 million viewers, and it went down 4% in the key demo to 572,000. So the loss there, I'm sure, had everything to do with that tag team match.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it had to.
Quarter 3, Pretty Deadly versus DIY, Street Profits continued. We get Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and JSO backstage. We then get Nia Jax, Nick Aldis, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell backstage, and this lost another 1% in viewership, down to 1.361 thousand, and in the key demo there was no change, so it is what it is. Quarter 3, you had Roman Reigns in there, Jimmy and Jay, but didn't help it. Quarter 4, 8:45 to 9 PM, Piper Niven, versus Lash Legend post-match with Jakara Jackson and Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair in there as well. Then we got Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso backstage. This went up 2% to 1.389 million, but went down 2% in the key demo. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson just seem to be appearing lately on SmackDown.
Yeah, it seems like they're called up. Here, at least they actually incorporated the bloodline appearing throughout the show.
No, they did, but what's your thoughts on Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, and your thoughts on the... I prefer those two over the champs.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think the women's tag team division's dead.
I don't know. I just think there's something dodgy going on with Triple H and Shawn Michaels and women.
Aye.
Especially black women.
They seem to like the black women for some strange reason. But, I mean, there was once upon a time where there was women's WWE belts and women's NXT belts.
You know what, though, right?
How did this company have two sets of women's tag belts?
Yo, I don't think there's nothing...
Enough comment on it?
Let me get to it. I don't think the strange thing is the fact that they're booking black women. I think the strange thing is that it just seems to be women. NXT is just women. WWE, right, when it comes to women, black women are the only ones that really getting pushed on SmackDown, right? Then you've got the whole thing with fucking Michin.
Well, Michin's sleeping with Triple H, that's official.
What? Was it confirmed?
Aye, by me, aye.
Aye, by you. No, I tell you what. People can talk about McMahon.
And she's married to a black man.
People can.
So that would be Triple H really sticking it to him.
It's all speculation at the end of the day, but I think Triple H might have a few white cloaks in his fucking closet.
Could do. Anyway, let's move on. Quarter 5, 9 o'clock to 9:15. Cody Rhodes live promo. Then we got a Kevin Owens promo. Randy Orton and Nick Aldis backstage. This went up 2% to 1.415. And it went up 2% in the key demo as well. So only 2 quarters so far have got 1.4 or above. Well, both of them were 1.4. And that was quarter 1 and quarter 5. Everything else is dipped into the 1.3s. So, take from that what you will. Quarter 6, 9:15 to 9:30. We get the Motor City Machine Guns versus Los Garza versus A-Town Down Under. Then we got Andrade, Carmelo Hayes and Nick Aldis backstage. This went down 5%.
Are you delighted to know that this match is now scheduled for next week?
No, not Andrade, Carmelo.
Yep.
But didn't they just have their number 7?
No, it's supposed to be tonight, but then they rescheduled it. Because they were attacking each other.
Alright, so...
But guess what? LA Knight's referee, so it's alright.
1.344, so yeah, down 5%, and in the key demo it went down 7%. Listen, man, Machine Guns aren't... I know people are getting upset, right? Because maybe you enjoyed the Machine Guns 15 years ago in TNA, but that was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of people have stopped watching wrestling in the last 15 years, and you think about it, the people that have stopped watching WWE in the last 15 years, how many of those people even watched TNA to begin with?
Yeah.
See the current audience that watch WWE. Let's say SmackDown, the average rating since they went to the USA Network, let's just put it at 1.5 million, right? We'll go 1.5 million. See out of that 1.5 million, many of those people do you think watched TNA in the mid to late 2000s? When the Machine Guns... the late 2000s, when the Machine Guns really started teaming up and winning belts. How many of that 1.5 do you think was watching TNA in 2008, 2009?
Or I'd say less than 50,000 easily.
50%, less than 50% or less?
50,000 people.
I don't know if it's that low, but I think it is low.
No, I think it is that low. You know why I think it's that low? Because 15 years is a long fucking time. Those people could be dead. Those people probably stopped watching wrestling, and there's no guarantee they were watching fucking TNA back in 2009.
But
see TNA, right? I love TNA, right? But see, at the end of the day, TNA was made up of former WCW and WWE guys. See the actual guys that were made in TNA?
They were made because of the former guys?
Yes, but also the fact that there wasn't a lot of them. And they've all came to WWE. Look, let's be Bobby Roode, right? Much bigger than the Machine Guns. Samoa Joe, much bigger than the Machine Guns.
And these guys all failed in WWE?
Yeah. AJ Styles is the most successful one. But they are leagues. Even Bobby Roode. Even James Storm, look what fucking happened to him.
And they did draw massively in WWE?
Aye.
So why are the Machine Guns going to come in and be a big fucking deal?
And also, they were much more relevant up and towards their exit for TNA, the Machine Gun's been doing nothing for a decade. The Dudleys could come back to WWE, right? And it's not going to be the Dudleys of 25 years ago.
Yeah, because they're not relevant. Devon hasn't been wrestling in well over a decade.
Yeah.
Full time. And Bubba's just making the odd sporadic appearance, so it's what it is, man. Machine Guns aren't a draw. This went down 5%, 7 in the key demo. Quarter 7, 9:30 to 9:45 PM. Well, they just lost 5%, and guess what? They're going to now lose 7%. Candice LeRae and Nia Jax taking on Bayley and Naomi. And then after that, we got a Nick Aldis and LA Knight backstage promo. This went down 7% in 7% in viewership. So it was 1.255 million in the viewership, and it went down 8% in the key demo, down to 494,000 viewers. So this was the only segment, this was the only quarter that had viewership go under 1.3 million, and it was the only quarter that had the key demo go under 500,000. So what does that tell you? It tells me that the women are shit, especially when you throw Candice LeRae in there. I've seen a few people trying to defend Candice LeRae on this channel as well, saying that she's great. She's there because Johnny Gargano's there.
No, I seen actually, right?
She's there because Johnny Gargano's there.
I seen this panel. It was a bunch of AEW people. I don't know how old it was, right? Could have been 4 or 5 fucking yesterday. They were asked, which person would you take for WWE? And 3 out of the 5 of the panel said, like, Candice LeRae.
Are they employed by AEW?
Who?
This panel?
It was like Kenny Omega, Britt Baker, the Young Bucks, and some other jobber.
And they're EVPs.
No, it's fucking mad.
Well,
right?
the Young Bucks wrestled a lot with Candice LeRae, so I mean, but even then, that's just fucking straight up lies.
You know what, right? We bash a lot of people in WWE, right? But see Candice LeRae, she is like one of the last fucking people I would take. Like, literally. That's not even an exaggeration. Yeah, we hate Cody Rhodes, and I bash Gunther for his nipples and other things like Sami Zayn and Owens.
That's not even exaggeration. You could pick 100 people in WWE ahead of Candice LeRae.
About 500.
Well, I don't know if there are 500 people, but I mean, you could easily pick 100.
I would rather take the new commentator who's been on Raw 2 weeks than fucking Candice LeRae.
Aye, Candice LeRae, that's shocking. Anyway, guys, 7% down in viewership, 8% down in key demo. And then we go into quarter 8, and down. I mean, just look at the increase that they're getting here, and that's because of how shite the previous 2 quarters have been. Quarter 8, 9:45 to 10 PM. Roman Reigns in the Bloodline angle goes up 15% in viewership and goes up 14% in key demo. Finishes the viewership with a 1.443 million and finishes the key demo with a 563,000. Obviously, big increase because quarter 6 and quarter 7 were so shite. I mean, they lost a big percentage of the audience, and then in quarter 8, the Roman Reigns stuff won it back. But all they're really doing is gaining back the audience that they had in quarter 5, because quarter 6 and quarter 7 lost it.
But know what the difference is, though, right? And know how you know wrestling's fucking... I think I've said this before. See, if you looked at the quarters for like 99, see the main event segment, I guarantee you, feel like if you were going for like the mid card, like Austin or whatever, he was pulling in what this show averaged, just him alone, easy.
Oh, I over $1 million, aye.
Oh, and that's how you know that's the damning thing.
Well, sure. Look at, even when they're talking about like Mick Foley and The Rock, and this is your life thing. We're talking. There's like millions of a difference in viewership between quarters. Millions.
Yeah. You
look at wrestling now, and there's barely. I mean, you're lucky. Like there's about 200,000. There's not even 200,000, right, between the highest quarter and the lowest quarter. Now, some people will say, well, wrestling's more consistent now. But you know what it is? Yeah.
The number gets more consistent the lower it gets.
Well, first of all, the number's a lot lower, therefore it's easier to be consistent. And wrestling's just shitter now. That's because there is no stars. See, when you've got actual mega stars, and there's a few people that have said that Julia and Stephanie Fager are mega.
And that other one that debuted, apparently she's a mega star.
See, if you're a mega star, you are fucking bringing in mega star numbers.
See, if you're a mega star, you're not on the CW network drawing 600,000 views.
No, but like, see back in the day. See if you've got Midian, right? He could be in it could be Midian versus fucking Thrash in the Headbangers. that could maybe be doing 5 million. See if Austin's in the very next sec, it's shooting up to like 8. You know, you're going to like gain 3 mil.
Yeah.
See now, it's like there's no gains because there's barely. Oh, Roman Reigns can get a big increase. I mean, he can't even get 200,000.
Yeah.
And people are trying to say these are megastars.
Yeah, and also it's like it's just pathetic, man. It's also the slots they're in. You know, I mean, people are just going to tune into quarter 8 because it's fucking quarter 8.
You could put Austin back. You could put Austin in any quarter and he'd fucking draw.
Oh, why?
You know what? Why not try Roman Reigns in quarter 6 and quarter 7?
Maybe we should do a retro quarter throwback of a fucking random Raw.
I don't know how you'd even get them. Like I don't know if they're
Dave Meltzer
available.
probably got them under his mattress in the basement.
In the tapes?
Aye.
On the tapes, buddy. Anyway, guys, that's it. Let us know your thoughts down below. But this number's shocking. Lowest number in over 9 years, or almost 9 years. And I mean, I think we'll see lower soon. Not saying next week, but I think we'll definitely, over the next few months. Will SmackDown do lower than 1.378 before the end of the year? I'll say so, especially when you get into December and they half-ass it for Christmas.
Yeah, fuck it. We will.
Especially if they put on a best of 2024
Well, that's
SmackDown.
where I think they could get 1 million. Less than 1 million.
Right, guys. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Till next time. Peace.